Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be checking out the Mystic Martian Oracle by, I believe it's Rockpool Publishing, yes. Now, I ordered this from Amazon, and I'm just going to tell you right up front that I purchased new. I mean, when you go to Amazon, you see, like, when you go to order, they have new and then like new a lot or used or something like that beside it. And I clearly picked the new one, but I think they sent me one of the like new ones anyways. You see the way the packaging and stuff is? We've done a lot of unboxing videos. We've been through a lot of decks because this is what I love to do. This is my passion. This is, I mean, part of the reason you watch my videos. But, this one, I've never seen it packaged like this. Now you can see it is like hooked together and stuff. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this was just an extra thing to keep safe. But either way, I'm definitely hoping like this deck is worth keeping. If not, then, you know, maybe I'll just send it right back since it's already used, but we'll find out. I'm not against used decks. I'm not at all. I actually love the energy that comes with a used deck because it's connected with somebody before. It has stuff to share before we ever even work with it. My dream, honestly, is to go to like an antique store and find like a original copy of like Thoth Tarot or Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, like one of those decks that someone didn't even know what it was, and finding it for extremely cheap. Good luck with that, right? And have that and like see what energy, see what it wants to share straight out of the box, because it has so much story to it, so much energy already hooked to it, and I just think that's awesome. Now, if you're purchasing a new deck with Amazon or something like that, and you don't get a new one, then you are kind of disappointed because you paid for it, right? But, you know, so far, so good. The box is in great condition and everything. It looks fantastic. Like, how fun is this Oracle deck? It's so cute. Now, on the back, it says, the great sky gods have silently been visiting and monitoring Earthlings since the beginning of time. This deck is designed and intended as a guide to extraterrestrial species that transcend and coexist within the human genetic mind. Each card is absolutely beautifully designed and is a symbolic and representational conduit for a specific archetype, and has key words that include metaphysical, emotional, and psychological feelings and everyday practical meanings. Open your eyes and stretch your insight for broader horizons, and allow these great sky gods to impart their wisdom and guidance. Wise guidance and wisdom from multi-dimensional perspectives. Now, I love the fact that this deck actually has the key words there right on the cards too, because that's awesome. Like when you're doing a face-to-face reading for something, and that's exactly why I wanted this deck, because I've got a festival coming up, and it's called a UFO Day Festival, and it's going to be so much fun. And I was like, I have to have like a, you know, an alien-based something to actually do readings with there. And this way, when you have a deck like this, if it has the guidebook with it too, while they're looking at those keywords and they're learning about them and everything, and they're seeing them, then they're able to like have something to keep them going while you're trying to find it in the guidebook. It works out really well. I love that. Like my favorite oracle of all time, I believe I've showed it to you before, is the Spirits of the Animal Oracle. Because that empowering message is right there on the top, or not on the top, on the bottom of the card, and is they're reading that, and I always say, you know, read it to yourself or out loud, entirely up to you. And then while they're reading that, I'm finding it in the guidebook. Speaking of guidebook, here is our guidebook. It's kind of upside down there. Like I really do think maybe they didn't have any brand new copies of this deck, so that's why I got this one. And again, I don't think it's going to take away from the cards at all. Let's take the cards out of the box and let's see actually, though there's the inside of the box. And here's the top inside with the little cute little alien. My air fryer actually has a little alien sticker on it because those like, hey, it's weird, it's awesome, let's put the alien. And there's little UFOs and stuff in here, so that's cool. Here are the cards. I love that lime green on the side right there. That is so freaking pretty. That is my favorite shade of green. It's like crazy psychedelic lime colored green. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's not metallic or anything, but it doesn't take away from it. How pretty is that? The way the light's hitting it though. Yeah, it's kind of metallic, right? And those backs are really, really cool too. Now, why I took it out of the box already is you can see right there, there's nothing wrong with this deck. Nothing at all. Maybe it touched other hands. Maybe they didn't like it and it freaked them out and they sent it back or whatever. But no, we are going to love it. We are going to enjoy it. And there's no warping or anything with the deck yet. So that's really cool. Yes, I smelled it. It smells like a deck. There's kind of like a chemical smell to it a little bit, like, you just took it out of the box. So if it is a used deck, they didn't use it very much. So I'm going to set these back inside for a moment so we can look at the guidebook really fast to see if what's going on there. There's all of the table of contents and stuff, and it's in alphabetical order, which makes it really easy because I have decks before that it's not, or oracle decks that they don't put in alphabetical order. But there you have the nice long extended meanings of every single one of the cards that teaches you about the different alien species. This is awesome. Fair warning before we get into the cards and stuff. You've watched me for a while, so you probably know this. I suck terribly at pronunciations. So if I pronounce something incorrectly, please do not get mad at me. Please don't hold me get offended by it. I'm just really, really bad at it. So we've got the backs. You've already seen that. We're gonna start with right here. Apparently, yeah, you can see there. We're gonna have to put them in order as we go. They're back and forth and everything here. So yeah, definitely a deck that has been seen love before. So we're going to start right there with 23 and Vegans, Solitude, Independent, and Peace. So this gives me hermit vibes immediately, even though there's 3 people right there. But it's taking that time alone, because she's very much taking that time alone, because we need that time alone sometimes so we can trust ourselves, trust our intuitions, create what we want, and change our lives for the better with that 23. I'm going to set it like that. 21 is the next one that we meet. We're going to have to definitely check and make sure all the cards are in this deck too, for sure. Sentience, again, really bad at pronunciation. Resilient, bold, and sassy. You can tell that from that illustration. This gives me Mars vibes with the red and everything. So that's really cool. Earth element right there with the elements in parentheses, and you got that big symbol for the triangle with the line in it pointing down, which is down to earth. I've always had trouble with the triangles earth, water, air, and fire being which way, but this is definitely, it's right there. It's very convenient, very easy, and there it is. Survival, adaptable, and reliable. Very much Taurus energy, right? Then we have fire element, which is number 30, warrior, passion, and fearlessness. And you see there with the fire and everything with it, with the girl that's I'm letting that fire release and everything, with the triangle pointing up and red. So we have the fire right there. Flower of life is right here with this illustration. That is 29. That is 28, so I'm going to start trying to do this. I don't know how well it's going to work. Please bear with me. So we have those 2 right there. Maybe we have 30 cards here, so we'll put those right there and stick those on top. 27, they're slightly in order, I guess. Crop circles, messages, curiosity, and signs. Very, very fun illustration right there. 27, there's 28, 27. You're getting there. Maybe we'll get down to 21 here in a second. 31, so we know there's more than 31 cards here, and yet we've got 13, 21, 8, 5, 3, and 34. Golden ratio, beauty, nature, and patterns. I'm really looking forward to reading the guidebook and finding out exactly what that means, because, numbers are truly the only constant that we have, right? So there is that illustration. Really, really fun. I love oracle decks for the complete randomness that they are. You know me, I'm a huge fan of structure when it comes to tarot. That's why tarot will always hands down be my absolute favorite form of divination. But it's fun to have the oracle decks too, because it's what the person was thinking of when they created it, and it's all in that guidebook right there. And that's why it's important to read that, to have that too. Okay, next up, let's turn them over. Maybe that'll help. 26 is alchemy, the philosopher's stone. Infinity, destiny, and magic is that illustration. I like how it's the eye with the eyelashes and everything. These cards are absolutely beautifully illustrated. There's the 27, so let's put that one right there. 32 is the Kabbalah tree of life, and you have all the Kabbalah knowledge there, or rather Hebrew language. The more I thought about it, the more the actual word came to me, and it says integration, life lessons, and emanation. I'm not sure. But again, guidebook, perfection for this deck. This is 32. So far, we have 31 at the bottom. So I can put that one right underneath. 25 is the next one, and it's the air element with the blue triangle pointing up. With the This is beautiful. I love the whimsical kind of twirls and everything there, swirls, and the hot air balloons. Hot air balloons are so gorgeous. Would I get in one? Most likely not, but still beautiful to see. Philosophy, discrimination, and empathy is the name of the game with the air elements. Interesting. Now we have 23, 26, so that one's going to go right there until 24. 24 is right here with Venusians, romance, soulmates, and empathy. And I like how it's 2, 4 right there, which relates 2 and 4. You add together and you have 6. So you have that lover's energy right there. So that's very, very perfect. I love that illustration too. Seriously, these illustrations are so pretty. And it's kind of therapeutic as I sit here and you sit here too and you watch this video that I'm actually putting them in order because it was driving me nuts that they weren't. You know, when you get that new deck, you want it to be in order. But again, Amazon kind of screwed me over and gave me a not so new deck, but it's not, I'm not going to send it back. They're still there. They're fine. Like the energy there, you know, you can either knock on it 3 times. That's a way to clear it. You can put them all back in order. That is another way to clear the deck from the energy of the past. And you can also sage it. So that saging thing, that's not something I like to do because the smoke, I just don't really care for the smoke. I have a spray, but that's not going to be safe. So definitely putting them back in order, and then when we're done, we're going to knock on it 3 times and do a reading with it, okay? 20 is tall whites, uncertainty, distrust, and guarded. So that's interesting. The tall whites, those are the things, alien species, I think they have videos and stuff of them actually being around here, like somewhere. There's like one in a backyard, I think around Las Vegas or something. And yeah, we're uncertain about what they're doing. We don't exactly trust them. And, you know, we're guarded. So that makes a lot of sense. And, you know, judgment is the number 20 in the major arcana of the tarot. So that does kind of trust that, you know, taking that time, learning from our secrets of the past, what we're uncertain about, and learning from it so we can trust our intuitions. So there is 20. That's going to replace Tossitians up here because that was 21. Next up, and let's flip the deck over again. Yes, again. Beautiful green. The Galactic Federation, Star Wars, Star Trek anywhere? That definitely reminds me of Star Trek. Huge, huge, huge Trekkie people. I absolutely adore Star Trek. It's one of my favorite television series, like universes of all time because of the stories and the people, and it reminds us we all can get along, human or not human, if we try. Galactic Federation, 22, collaboration, meanings, and community. It's a beautiful illustration too. And you can also think of this as the world card because, you know, the full is 0. So there's technically 22 cards in the deck, or in the major arcana, so that one kind of connects to that, I guess, as well. So beautiful illustration there. 22 will go after 21. Do we have 23? I think we do. Yes, so we've got that one right there. We're getting there. We're getting there. 15 is Nephilim. Awesome. The giants from the giants. Yes, the giants from the Bible. I believe they're mentioned in Enoch, which actually isn't in the Bible, but it's worth reading. It's one of, like, I've tried to read it. I got bored with it, honestly, and I will have to go back and read it again because, you know, it's important to know the history. Even if you don't actually follow that belief, the history that is there, like, there's much to learn from it. Controversial, assessing new perspectives. So that is an awesome illustration. I adore that illustration. Okay, 15 is going to go here. We still have more cards to mix in. Lyrians or Lyrans is right here with this illustration. He looks like an actual lion, doesn't he? Interesting. Strength, courage, and bravery. Now, the only 2 cards of the major arcana that I feel are actually interchangeable, really, because we've talked before about decks that Housewives Tarot that changes the major arcana from the High Priestess to the Emperor. But the strength and justice of the major arcana, like the Rider-Waite-Smith will have strength as 8 and justice as 11, whereas the Marseille style tarot, which actually came out before, like the 1800s, you know, 1909 was Rider-Waite-Smith. I believe even 1400s is when the first Marseille style kind of started getting out there. But the strength and justice, you know, those are interchangeable. Marseille style will have it as 8 strength, and just Rider-Waite-Smith will have it as a or Marseille style will have strength as 11, and that would connect really well with this card right here. That strength is right there on the card, whereas the Rider-Waite-Smith has it as 8. Yes, so very cool illustration right there. It's going to go on top because it's the earliest number that we found so far. Syrians is right here with this illustration. Responsibilities, lessons, and growing up. Beautiful, again, illustration. I have a lot of dreams about an illustration such as this. Like being around a beach, and you know, like on Earth, you have the beach and you have the sun setting in the background. In my head, I have this dream, like, and I'll see it in my mind, like I've been there before, that the same kind of beach, but it's at night and there's like a planet coming down like on the horizon instead, and this kind of reminds me of that. That might be my favorite illustration yet. Okay, 19. We had 20 because remember we talked about judgment. There we are. So 19 is going to go right here into that. 12, Hanged Man energy. Mantis beings, enigma, elusive, and sensitive. Interesting. I think this and like the lizards might be ruling the world. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's a conspiracy. But you have that illustration right there, and that 12 relates it to the Hanged Man. So it's, you know, get to know yourself. Be a little bit elusive. Hang out. You think of a new way forward. That kind of thing. So beautiful illustration again. Putting it right after the 11, because 11, 12. Arboros is right there with that illustration. Infinity, eternal, and past life. The snake biting its tail. The whole purpose of reincarnation. Yes, beautiful illustration there. I love the energy of that card. 32, so it's going to go on the bottom so far. We're still missing 33, though. The Pleiadians are unconditional love, excitement, and laughter. That's interesting because 16 of the major arcana is the Tower, which is not unconditional love, excitement, and laughter, right? But hey, when you let go of the negative emotions and you're like, hey, I can make something better now, then the unconditional love, the excitement, and the laughter might actually be there. This is 16. Where we are, that's 15, so we're going to put that right there. Next up, we have 18. And the Syrians, artistic, integrity, and honesty. I feel like we've seen Syrians before, but it was probably very close, but a different word. But that one is really pretty. I like the chakras or whatever, like right there she's connecting to. And her higher self with that purple, because you know that's the top of the chakras. So that's really cool. Oh, wait. Okay, we have seen it. See how it says Syrians in A? They're Syrians in B, so they are both called Syrians. There we go. Interesting. Yay, I figured it out. Men in Black, MIB, is number 13. Stalking, intimidation, and confrontation. You know, you see aliens, there's nothing to see here kind of vibes. You know, you've watched Men in Black. They kind of make you forget your memory and stuff like that. So there is the 13 card, the death card of the major arcana. There's Mantis beings. The Men in Black will go right under Mantis beings. We're missing 14, the one relating to temperance now. 17, the number of the stars. Reptilians, predators, survival, and tyrannical. So yes, reptilians, I have seen conspiracies where those are the people that are running the country. I think I've even seen it where like they've said Rihanna is a reptile person or a lizard person because she's like, you see her eyes like slit into lizards and stuff. I don't know. You know, you can do anything with computers and AI anymore. So real or not, we don't know. But reptilians, they're real in this deck. Right there is that illustration. 17. Let's get to 17, 15, 16, 17, 18. We are, seriously, I'm loving this whole putting them in order. Like, it's something I've never done before, like in a deck. Because why would I? They're all in order because it's a new deck. Not here. Grays are the short, timid, misunderstood, and shy is that illustration with the energy of 9 containing all the energy of all the numbers that have come before it. Very fun illustration. Seriously, the artwork in this deck is beautiful. I love it. There is the 9. We're going to set that. That is the card that's going to face up now because Lyran's was 11. So we're missing 10 and the Wheel of Fortune energy. Here's the Temperance energy of 14 and Nagus. Lovers, erotica, and sensuality. Like, it's like a magic genie / snake, like lovers card. So very, very cool illustration there. Where is our 14? 9, 11, 12, 13, and 14. We're going to set that one right in there. 38. So there's more cards in here than we thought. Third Eye. That is one creepy illustration. Minus the open third eye and everything. I actually know somebody that has like a face Not like this exactly, but it reminds me of her. We won't go into that. I love that girl. It's just like the eyes and like stuff. It just kind of reminds me of her. Okay, third eye, visions, manifesting, and meditation is the energy of that card with 38. 38 is our highest number so far. So we're going to put that one right there. Now we're to 8, which will take the top spot because we have 9. Evens, mystery, reading between the lines, and intuition. So that is that illustration right there. And then we have Starseed, which is 37, self, memories, and identity. That is a really, really fun illustration. Oh, speaking of this deck, now I can't remember what it's called, but that new Steven Spielberg movie coming out, like this, for some reason all the trailers I've seen for it, and why can't I remember that? Maybe it'll come to me later, but I see the people playing it and everything, and I can't remember what it's called. But Starseed right there, and them thinking and stuff, it kind of reminds me of that movie, the trailers I've seen for it. Haven't seen it yet though. Disclosure. See, talk about it enough, it'll pop in my head. Disclosure. Yes. So that's Starseed, you know. There's more to it than what people tell us. There's more of the life than what we can see with our eyes. Beautiful illustration again. We have 37, so we're going to set 38 down, put 37 on top, and put the deck back up. 10, Wheel of Fortune energy. We'll go right in under this, like this card right here. Gray's tall instead of Gray's short. Utilitarian, organized, and intimidating. Oh, when you get that tall going on, you get intimidating instead of shy. Very, very cool. Put that one on top or right there. 35 is pentagram. Personally, I think this is a pentacle because it's not tilted. Like these are not like up top. Like there's not 2 up top. It's just a pointed star. I see it as a pentacle. But, you know, to each their own. 35 pentacle or pentagram. Harmony, protection, and idealism, because you've got all 4 elements plus you. That's spirit. Spirit is the 5th element. So beautiful illustration there. 35. Got 30, got 32, 34. Now we need 36, right? 7 is the next one we have. Blue Avians is this illustration right here. Philosophy, releasing karma, and mysticism. That one is oh, I love that bird. I mean, that would be really cool alien species to come down and be like, hi, we're here. I would think that was really cool. I love that. That's a really fun illustration. And it relates to the chariot of the major arcana with that energy of 7, overcoming obstacles that stand in our way of success. Now we're going to put 7 up here and move to 36 of the shadow self. 3 and 6. Creativity and creation itself. Self-reflection gives us 9, the energy of the hermit, you know, spending time alone in solitude to learn the secrets of ourselves. Shadow self makes total sense. Denial, projecting, and shame. So you take that time to look within so you can face that stuff and come to learn from it and understand it and love it. 36 will go towards the bottom. There's 38. There's 37. There's 36. 6 is the next one that we meet with Arcturians, feeling safe, wisdom keeper, and concern. So there's kind of a loving, compassionate energy with that card, and it's very beautiful. Like the coffee cup and everything, it's like, hi, I'm here to help you. So that one's really fun. I like that one as well. 39 is the next one we're going to meet. Vesica Pisces is the kind of energy, like how I think it's pronounced. Divine, feminine, birthing, and fertility is the name of the game with this oracle card. Beautiful, beautiful illustration again. I love collecting decks. I love the, that one's going to be the bottom one. But I love the collecting the different decks and everything because, you know, it's the artwork and everything, the heart and soul that people have put into creating this decks. It's like nothing else. It's beautiful. Andromedans is autonomy, free will, and manifestation with that illustration right here. That 4 is the number of a strong foundation, the Emperor of the Major Arcana. That is the earliest one that we find. So we're going to put that one right there. 40 is the water element with reflection, kindness, and compassion. So we have 4 right there, and 40, both of them have that 4 energy, that strong foundation. And we take that time to reflect on our past when we're kind to ourselves and compassionate to ourselves, just like we are to the people around us. We find that strong foundation within, and then we can be a fool for whatever we want to be a fool for. That will be the bottom card so far. And next up, we have the 5, which relates to the Hierophant of the Major Arcana, and it's Anukai. Controlling, drama, conflict of interest. Interesting, because the Hierophant's like the meaning that people mostly have of structured religion is definitely something of conflict of interest, maybe, you know, having different thoughts and everything, conflicting. Very, very interesting card there. We're going to move it right there. So we have 4, 5, and 6. I'm starting to get worried this is not a complete deck. And if it's not a complete deck, we can't complete it. We can't keep it like it. I mean, I'm going to have to write any email to Amazon for sure. Like, be like, hey, I paid for a new deck. Like, that's what you should have sent me. So, you know, I don't want to make like negative videos and stuff like that, but you're watching me unbox this, and this is the feelings that I'm getting from it now. Like, you pay for something new, you expect something new, right? 33 is the Merkaba. That sounds right. 3 equals 6, so it relates to the Empress and the Lovers. Movement, long distance, travel, and excitement. So we're going to get excited, and we're going to move this one. There's 38, 37, 36, 35, 34. Let's put 33 right there. Alpha Draconis is right here with this illustration. So you have that corrupt, unethical, and cult. Hierophant vibes much. Like, that illustration definitely reminds me of the Hierophant. But that's interesting because it's like the 3, which relates to the Empress, creativity and creation itself. And it's kind of like the dark side of that creativity, right? So cool illustration right there. 2 is the number of the High Priestess. And here it's the Alpha Centaurians. Foresight, planning, and strategy. Excuse me. Definitely High Priestess vibes of this one, right? You know, playing the game, getting good at it and everything. So cool illustration right there. And then last but certainly not least, we have the first card of the deck. You know, it starts with 1. That's how the numbers start, unless you've got a tarot deck, and then it's the Fool with the 0. Manifesting, multidimensional perception, and attunement. So that is, we have 1 through 40. Let's make sure that all of the cards are actually here. There is 1. There is 2. Here is 3. Here is 4. We're good so far, right? 5 is right there. 6, the happy, loving, adorable little alien right there. There are so many great television shows and stuff with aliens in them now. I can't remember, again, how long did it take me to figure out the word disclosure, for crying out loud? So there's Resident Alien is the one I'm picturing right now, and for some reason that just reminds it, like, because he was so nice, even though he came to, like, end all of humanity. So we've got 7 right here with the blue avians. Love those bird-like people. Ebens is mystery, reading between the lines, and intuition. Gray's tall. Actually, I have those backwards. Gray's short is 9. Gray's tall is 10. So there are those 2 illustrations. I've played video games before, like where they have the tubes of people in there, or actually the tubes are the aliens on Earth. It's a Hydro Thunder, like a racing game in water, like jet boats and stuff. It's really fun. So there is that illustration. It reminds me of that. Lyran's is 11, so we're still going. I'm really, really hoping all of the cards are in this deck, because I'm going to be so disappointed if I send it back. Mantis beings are right here, the purple and the green together. Those are my 2 favorite colors of all time, the way that they work together. They're so pretty. Men in Black, MIB, is right there with 13. So 12 follows 13. So we have both of those. Followed by the Temperance energy, the Nagus of sensuality right there with the 14. Nephilim is 15. The Devil card of the Major Arcana. So we have that one as well. 16 is the Pleiadians right there. It's giving me Persephone vibes. Like the flowers and the butterflies and everything, beauty and everything. Reptilians is 17 with that illustration right here. I feel like if I made this deck, I would switch 16 and 17 so they related more to the tower and the star, because this one kind of gives me more tower vibes and that one gives me more star vibes. But, you know, to each their own. Again, beautiful illustrations, and I'm honored to be able to actually work with this deck now because of the artwork being so beautiful. I mean, it's not the artist's fault at all that they sent me a used deck instead of a new one. Excuse me. 18 Syrians right there with A. 19 Syrians with B. Tall whites is 20. It's only 20 more cards to go to make sure we have them all. 21 is right here with the Tau Cetians. It's like that's for one of the first ones we met, isn't it? Galactic Federation, the Star Trek vibes with this illustration right here. 23 is the vegans. That was the first one we met, isn't it? Which kind of like shows the people, but you needing solitude away from the people. So that's a really beautiful illustration. They're all beautiful. Who are we kidding? 23 goes to 24, so we have all of those. Romance, soulmates, and empathy is the name of the game with the Venusians or Venetians. Which one do you like better, Venusians or Venetians? I'm leaning towards Venetians for sure. Air element is 25 with philosophy, discrimination, and empathy. Alchemy, the philosopher's stone, is 26. There is that one. Crop circles with 27. Messages, curiosity, and signs. Earth element 28. Survival, adaptable, and reliable. 29. Flowers of life, inspiration, awe, and dreams. Fire element is 30. Warrior, passion, and fearlessness. I love the fire and passion in that, like opening yourself up to it. Yes. Golden ratio is probably my most interesting, well, the one I'm most interested in this deck. Beauty, nature, and patterns right there. I think this is the one I'm just going to find the guidebook and read it to us because that's the one that's calling to me the most. And we spent, good amount of time here going through this deck. That's 31, yes. Going through this deck and then going back there to make sure we have all the cards. Integration, life lessons, and emanation. Kabbalah, life, tree of life right there with that illustration. 32. 33, Merkabah, movement, long distance, travel, and excitement. 34 is Arboros, the thing that we're all trapped in, the snake biting its tail because it's one endless cycle doing it over and over again. Yes, fun illustration there. 34 leads us to 35 with the pentagram that I think is a pentacle. Harmony, protection, and idealism. Shadow self is denial, projecting, and shame right there with that illustration. 35. 36. I think we're good. Oh, this is a relief. If I'm missing one, I'm still sending it back to, right? Starseeds, self, memories, and identity with that illustration right there. Third eye is 38. There's that illustration with visions, manifesting, and meditation with the girl that I know that I'm good friends with, that if she's irritated, maybe she does look like this. So, yeah, it just reminds me of her so much. Veskia Pisces or Piscis. I'm not sure. Divide feminine, birthing, and fertility is 39. And then last but certainly not least is the water element. Reflection, kindness, and compassion. Yes, the entire deck is there. As long as there's 40 cards in the Oracle deck, I mean, that makes sense. That's a good sized Oracle deck, isn't it? Now let's go and let's find 31. Ooh, look how metallic the Oracle or the guidebook is. It's really cool. Okay. I'm going to move to 31, I think, was the number of the card that I want to talk about. There it is. Yes. Okay, let me read what it says for all of us. The golden ratio, Fibonacci sequence golden spiral, yeah, pronounce it however you see fit, is the self-stimulating fractal spiral sequence that is mathematically and geometrically found everywhere in nature. It is an irrational number and is represented as phi, P-H-I. Numerically, it is the sum of two numbers that precede it. So the sequence is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, etc. Wow. Yeah, that's fun. We definitely got to study that. It is known as the nature's secret code or nature's universal rule, as the divine connected proportions of the golden ratio include the small is to the large as the large is to the whole. Okay, as we're doing this, I should have that card like sitting out, right? Now let's put it back. There we go. There we go. You have this one too, but we'll have that one right there because it's like the one we're focused on. The governing pattern of the golden ratio is found everywhere in nature, including harmonics, art, shells, flowers, leaves, architecture, weather patterns, tree, plant, animal, human biology, and spiral galaxies. The golden ratio has also been discovered on a nano and subatomic scale in solid matter. It is said that some extraterrestrials use the golden ratio spiral sequence symbiotically with higher consciousness for propulsion energy of their crafts and to navigate interdimensional time travel. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yes, I'm definitely studying this. I'm very, very, very interested in this now. Card meaning, and you've got the green down here that has all the keywords you can connect with. Beauty, art, music, nature, maths, numbers, patterns, the weather, going with the flow, design, architecture, life unfolding naturally, not forcing anything, being present here now, and blessings. Yes, blessings to this deck. It is completely in order now, just the way it is meant to be when you get it out of the deck, or out of the box. And now we've knocked all of the other energy out of it, so it is ready to go to the UFO Day Festival at the end of this month, June 27th in Buchanan, West Virginia, if you want to come. I mean, it's going to be, like, these girls, they're like, I can't remember the, like monster, study of monsters or something like that, like, I'll put their link in the description below. I'll put the link for that. I'll tell you about it. Well, I'll put the link for their Facebook thing of where they have the event page for the UFO Day Festival, and I'll give you the links to their Instagram handles too, so you can check out their work, because they are so gifted. These girls are so cool. Anywho, that was the Mystic Martian Oracle by Rockpool Publishing. Rockpool right there. By Lisa Porter. Definitely very, very, very talented to create this. I do not blame her or anybody, Rockpool or anything. Amazon is the one that sent me the used deck. But, you know, we're going to use it just fine. It's fantastic. I love the illustrations in this deck and everything. So if you want a reading with this deck, it's an Oracle. So, you know, order the tarot deck and you'll get one of these cards with it, you know, whatever message it wants to come up. Because, you know, this is 2026. We've been told aliens are real. They're absolutely real. I mean, think about it. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to be terrified to look up the sky because I knew somehow some fiber of my being knew, well, I mean, every fiber of my being knew that there was something out there and they were telling us it wasn't. I mean, the universe is infinite, right? So how selfish and narcissistic does someone have to be? I'm sorry if I'm offending somebody here. I don't mean to. But, you know, this is the Sagittarius coming out and being blunt. But how just selfish does humanity have to be like, oh, we're the only ones? No. There's other things out there. There has to be. It's the only thing that makes sense. We're on this beautiful paradise in the middle of space, but there's so much more space out there than we even realize. Okay, going off on a tangent. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.